Good morning again, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the Day of the Video Diary. How's it going today? Today I am super early to work. I'm like 10 minutes early, next to no traffic today. Don't know why I'm leaving early, to be honest with you. So I'm just gonna talk to you for a bit, I guess. Been going on today. Today is payday, which is good. Although I've received an amount that is significantly larger than I thought I would receive. So I'm gonna have to check my paycheck to be like, why? There's something not gone out? Have I like not been taxed? Like it's nearly a quarter as big as it should be, which is really strange. So I don't know what's going on about that. And yeah, otherwise I'll be working on Security 2 stuff. Should be able to finish Security 2 today, I think. I think it's a relatively simple thing to do. But yeah, and then otherwise, tonight we've got lots of stuff to do, although I've got to go shopping after work. We've got lots of programming to do when I get home. So, and I think I've got like the flat to myself, so most of it, because Laura's going out with some work friends straight after work because someone's leaving. So there's that. Right, time to rock. Time to rock and roll. No, 5 minutes early, but I do need to do some stuff, so cool. I can like shimmy some money around on my phone, paying for things, because I'm trying to figure out, the problem is, because my paycheck's larger than it should be, I'm now in a position where I can put money into an ISA, into my cash to buy ISA, or help to buy ISA. The problem is, if that then gets whipped back off of me, I won't be in a position to. So, I don't really know. Don't really know what to do. So, like, I'm literally a significant chunk of money above what I think I should be at, which is alarming. Anyway, come to my world's most favourite shop to look for deodorant, and fuck knows where it is, man. Christ, they don't even organise this shop. It's on the baby food aisle, obviously. To their defence, they did have a really good deal on deodorant, so that's alright. Got my sunglasses on. I'm going to remember to take these downstairs again now when I go home, when I go to work tomorrow. Put them there. Right then, ladies and gentlemen, how's it going? We are back home. Just. Whew. I'm going to start out my video and stuff, and then I'm going to have some dinner. Laura's not here. Laura's going out with some work friends for a bit, so I am going through the process tonight. I'm on my own, don't know for how long. So I'm going to start my video and whatnot. Try and get some work done and all that kind of good stuff. What's been going on at work? We were doing really fun Security 2 stuff where I had some huge issues trying to get it to let me log out. I can log in, couldn't log out. It was a pain in the arse. I literally spent all day on it. Figured it out in the last hour, and then realised that I need to add this thing on, and if I add this thing on it breaks everything. So I just need to activate this kind of security, and it's really difficult. It's doing my head in. And it's not difficult, it's just like configuration stuff that is really like, it doesn't give you any information as to why it's not working, it just doesn't work. I guess deliberately because it's security related, but it's very annoying. Yeah, that's about it really. And I spent my lunchtime trying to figure out how I'm going to start populating these objects, because I need to pass through quite a lot of information to them. So it's going to be quite difficult, it's going to be quite tedious to figure out the best way of doing it, whether I decide to like pass an object in, like that stores the information they all need and then go. I think might be the best way, to be honest with you, but we shall see. You know what guys, there's something horrendously depressing about eating dinner on your own. Fucking hell, man. I don't think I've ever missed Laura so much. I fucking saw her this morning. I've become weak. Look at me. I've changed from my shorts into my jeans and a thick, cosy hoodie because I feel lonely. I sat eating my sandwich just feeling sorry for myself. Not the sandwich, sorry. I had lamb orzo, but just feeling sorry for myself. Just being like, got no mates. Really no mates. Sad times. Nearly 8 o'clock. She's not back yet. So, time to bust out the laptop again and start working. Got no mates though. No. What are we doing in here for... Oh, is Atlas off? Oh, I turned her off earlier. Hot damn! Hot damn! Right. Let's work on that design I was doing. So, here's a scenario. Okay. Right, I've copied the source code down into a staging directory. I then copy the staging directory across to every different machine that's going to be running it, because I then split it up into several different threads, and then we can run it from there. We've always got a local version of the original code in the staging area. While I'm spreading across that information across several different things, I need to start storing information about those solutions. This information is what I need to gain. I need to be able to store the solution, the tests, the test projects, the core like solution name, and the some directory information, which is all kind of gathered from a number of different areas. Also, obviously, that information is the same, apart from one slight detail, across all of the different things that I have. Previously, I would calculate this for every single thread that I spin up. This time, what I want to do is I want to just use it from the staging directory, gather all the information, then while I'm copying everything over, build up the objects that I want to return, and then I can return the objects when they're finished. Which means it can be done entirely in parallel, and I don't need the copying to be finished before I can move on and use that information for other things. How I'm going to do that, because everything's coming from several different sources, is a little bit interesting. I'm thinking the best idea is to have some kind of derive the information from the original solution in the staging directory, derive that information, and then apply it to several different ones, because essentially all I need to do is change the path. It should be relatively easy. The problem is I use information from obviously the directories themselves, and then also the source configuration, which is used to like pump in and help the system. If the system will attempt to find stuff, but if it's told what to find, it will find the right stuff instead of accidentally picking other things up, because it can't tell the difference most of the time between certain things. So if, for example, you have a certain number of tests that you don't want to run, then you will define the tests that you do. I guess I could also do that in reverse as well, but I haven't yet. So yeah, that is the plan, Stan. I'm thinking I need to define some kind of like builder that builds like information. It builds the information object. I can then use the information object and apply it to all of my separate testing areas. The problem is I would do that normally with a factory, but I need to pass in certain amounts of information, which means I probably need both a DTO for that, like something to pass to it. I need an object to store all the information that I'm going to be passing to it, and I need an object that is going to be returning it back to me, unless I have a different style builder that just like accepts it, in which case I wouldn't be able to call it a factory, because it will be taking different parameters. So the question is, do I have a generic factory that takes two objects that I'm going to have to build, like two DTOs, or do I have one DTO and then something else, like some kind of deriver, information deriver, that accepts multiple different things? The problem is that my factory defines the fact that it accepts one thing and it will return one thing. So do I have something else that accepts several different things? Or could I have it... And ladies and gentlemen, it is bedtime. It's nearly 1 o'clock in the morning. Laura came back like early-ish. She got back like around 8-ish, 8:15 maybe. And then she had like some soup and stuff. We had like a good catch up and what have you before watching Bake Off on demand. Brilliant episode. Fucking love it when people's cakes fall down. It's my goddamn day. And also, yeah, Laura fell asleep halfway through that. She went to bed. early, and I have been sat up since doing programming, which has involved adding in a DTO that is going to be, right, I've figured out how I'm going to do this now, ladies and gentlemen. What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to reduce the amount of things that my controller is doing. My controller at the moment is doing a decent amount of stuff because it essentially is like the facade for this like area of the code. So it gets hit and then it controls all of the objects underneath it that does all of the different stuff. So I'm trying to separate out as much of the control, like the controller essentially is just like the flow of logic. It's like the flow diagram that points all the arrows to where it should go within reason. So I've got the DTO that I need that is going to be used to push data forward into other parts. I've spent a long time reading up about this kind of stuff now, so I'm a bit hazy on like the logistics of it, but I'm going to start doing it tomorrow. I want to start doing it now, but it's 1:45. So the plan of attack is to, while all of my separate tests are being populated, I will take the staging solution and I'm going to use a progressive interface. What's it called? What's the technical term for this? I've written it down somewhere. Progressive interface fluent API in order to build that thing. So I'm going to have something that essentially says solution information dot build, and then you hit like dot extract solution name dot extract x dot extract y dot get value, and I'm going to use interfaces, a number of different interfaces to control the flow of logic there, which means that I can essentially make all of those different things testable individually, because they'll all be public interfaces that can be tested individually. They can also be tested as a whole to make sure that my controller is doing what it should be doing, because I can substitute out the entire chain by substituting out the first one. And it sounds really clever. It's something I've never really looked into before, Fluent API stuff, but it looks quite nice. And it solves the problem of me essentially having all of the information in the controller that I need to populate the other stuff, but wanting other stuff to do it. Because I essentially was just going to end up putting all the information I need into a big object and then moving it one layer down, and then moving it one layer down and one layer down, or having several builders all sitting inside factories, they're all sitting inside the controller, and then it gets a bit hectic. Whereas this thing means I can just have one thing and then should be good. I'm excited. I really am. I've decided how it's going to work, and it should be really pretty compared to what I was going to do. So in preparation for that, I have developed the DTO, which involves thingy in it, doing the equals method, getting the fucking hash code. I'm not a fan of doing the hash code bit, and doing the reading up on this kind of stuff. I was looking into like ways that, because I essentially wanted to try and keep everything as generic as possible, so I could reuse it in other areas of the system, because I wouldn't be surprised if this problem comes up again later. But you can't have like a varying number of generics. Like, so it would be nice if I could say, oh, I'll build this, but sometimes you could want 2 strings, sometimes you want 2 strings and a config, sometimes you want this, sometimes you want, and it gets messy, because obviously everything's type safe. But yeah, it's good fun though. I'm excited to jump in. I want to jump in now, but I'm going to force myself to go to bed. Ladies and gentlemen, tomorrow, Thursday, definitely Thursday, isn't it? Yes. We are doing much the same. Laura's getting up early to go for a run. And yeah, that's about all. Also, last night I had a dream that there was other things going on in this dream. Where I was rescuing someone who was freezing to death out by like setting fire to wine glasses. because I was raiding this cupboard for things to set fire to, and wine glasses was the best I could come up with. But also, like here, came, I don't know the scenario here, but there was like a huge white rabbit here. It was mine and Laura's white rabbit, and it was huge. It's like human sized. It was like its head was this big, but it's got right. So I'm like, oh, that was weird. It was a weird thing to dream about. So every now and again when I have these crazy dreams, I look it up, and it's like rabbits can be a sign of success. You know what bollocks this stuff is, to be fair. Rabbits could be a sign of success for, what's it called? A sign of success in like business and opportunities and all that kind of stuff. White rabbits in particular could be a sign of like success in love and all that kind of stuff, which is good. I mean, I assume that means that then because it's a big rabbit, like big success or whatever. But I was also worried that the rabbit's face might be too furry. So what does that tell you? I'm telling you, these dream websites, they don't go into the amount of detail that I require, you know? The way my alarm went off before I could figure out what happened. Whether it was too hairy or not, I just don't know. Hopefully I can go back to sleep tonight and catch up with that tale. But yeah, this fucking rabbit, man, I've been picturing it all day. Being like, is it too furry? I can't quite picture, I think it, like, should it be that furry? I mean, it is human sized, so maybe it should be more furry than a normal sized rabbit. Maybe it's all relative. Either way, gone crazy. Thanks for watching, ladies and gentlemen, and I will catch you later.